All right, at this time, I'd like to call to order the April 5th, 2022 regular trustee meeting at 6:32 p.m.
Second.
Asherle?
Yes.
Swedek?
Yes.
Augustine?
And we will stand to salute the flag, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Very good. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Okay. We have a lot of minutes. These are the ones.
Those are ones just to approve.
Okay, I would like to make a motion to approve the minutes from the March 15th, 2022 regular trustee meeting, the March 15th, 2022 trustee special meeting, and the March 22nd, 2022 special meeting.
Second.
Seconded by Asherle. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, then I'm requesting just an amendment to the work session minutes you approved at the last meeting that had February 8th on them. That was a mistake. The header should have read February 22nd. So we're just amending the date, and I will resubmit the correct dated minutes to Suzanne to put on the webpage.
So moved. Can I get a
Second.
Seconded by Swedek. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And I'm going to do the same thing. We need to make a motion to amend the date on the special meeting of the Board of Trustees for February 22nd, 2022, which was the comprehensive plan meeting. The court reporter accidentally said it was February 2nd, 2022. It was a lot of twos, 2/22/22.
It was the Tuesday.
Yes. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second.
Seconded by Asher. All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay,
And then this one you have the main copy, I think, that can go with.
I
Or
don't
did
have signed
Suzanne have it?
copies. Yeah,
We didn't sign it, I don't think, but I'll get
Yeah.
it to Suzanne.
the original one needs to go in the binder, not because it is a special meeting.
We will do that then. Okay. Who would like to go first? Do we have a preference this evening?
Me, because I'm first.
Chief Setner.
You always go first.
Well, you know, how's everybody this evening?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I have two items. The first is request trustee approval for the emergency purchase of the replacement batteries for our IT room UPS at a total cost of $559.98 through Bay Point Technology. That price also includes the batteries are in and they're coming out tomorrow to replace them.
Very good. So moved.
Second.
Asherle?
Yes.
Swedek?
Yes.
Augustine?
Yes.
All right, request trustee approval for the 2022 dispatch contract with Medina County at a total cost of $60,990. And that overall amount is split between the police and fire department, 60-40, 60% for the police department, 40% for the fire department.
And this is for the year.
This is for the year.
Does it go up year by year?
It does. It's based off of, yearly inflation index, the national inflation
CPI.
index. So I think it went up about $3,000.
Yeah, $3,990.
And this is what the sheriff would like to see all townships
That
have
is-
this contract.
Everybody that he dispatches for.
Correct.
We were the model contract.
We were.
And I know.
Actually, that credit goes back to Tom Miller, not to the current
I
sheriff.
thought it was
but-
you. I was just going to give you
Well,
full
it
credit.
could, I played a part in it, but it was actually under Tom Miller, but
And I've talked to Chief Grossenbach about it, and I don't think I have asked you, Chief Center. Are you happy?
I am very happy with them. They're just like anything else. There's a bump in the road occasionally, but, and that is from our side too. So.
Yep.
I very happy.
Okay.
So moved.
Second.
Asherle?
Yes.
Swedek?
Yes.
Augustine?
Yes.
And unless anyone has anything else for me, I would respectfully request to be excused.
Dismissed. Does anyone have anything for Police Chief Setner?
Enjoy the rest of the sunshine. What's
Thank
left
you,
of it.
Chief.
Thank you. My wife and I are going for a walk.
Enjoy.
Aw,
Beautiful
have
night.
fun.
Enjoy it.
That's the plan anyway.
What'd you do wrong?
What did you do?
Nothing.
Are you going together?
Usually. you go around here.
No, I'm actually going to go to, no, I'm kidding. Yes, we're going together. Thank you. Have a great evening.
Thank
everyone.
you. All right, Chief Grossenbach, you are up.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Request appropriations for $1,200 to Flow MSP for our annual pre-planned software license. This allows us to, as we're building out all the commercial buildings and actually residential, some of the larger houses, this allows Gabe and then to build out the plans. And then if we get a fire or something, it pulls up all the information needed, fire flow, hazards in the building, locations of electrical panels or fire department connections and everything like that in the buildings. And this also allows us to start building out we've been building out our long driveways in the community so that if we get a fire, the crews know right away where they have to drop a hose line and drive down the driveway to lay it in.
Very good.
Okay. Any questions from the board? So moved?
Second.
Asherle?
Yes.
Swedek?
Yes.
Augustine?
Yes.
Next is request to amend the previous motion for the battery operated tools from Genesis Power Tools on March 15th, 2022. It should be amended to, we'll be purchasing them from Howl Rescue, not Genesis.
So moved?
Second.
Asherle?
Yes.
Swedek?
Yes.
Augustine?
Yes.
Request motion to accept a leave of absence from firefighter paramedic Gus Rosario, effective immediately until June 1st. He took a job full-time with Brooklyn Fire Departments, and this is during his first couple months training period. He may actually be sooner than that since he was already working there part-time. The chief doesn't think he'll need that full time, but just to be cautious.
Are we okay with him gone for a little bit?
We're going to have to be.
He's one of our first
Yes,
responders.
yes, he is. We miss him.
So moved?
Second.
Asherle?
Yes.
Swedek?
Yes.
Augustine?
Yes.
Next is request acceptance of resignation from firefighter paramedic Dustin Brazier, effective immediately. Dustin is full-time at Strongsville Fire, and then he took a part-time job at the Cleveland Clinic ER as a paramedic, and they will eventually pay for his nursing school, which is where he wants to have a part-time, and then after he retires from the fire service, he could fall back on nursing.
Yeah, makes
Good
sense
for
for
him.
him. Mhm. So moved?
Second.
Asherle?
Yes.
Swedek?
Yes.
Augustine?
Yes.
That is all I have. We have a blood drive this week, but it's already booked up online. It'll be here at the old fire station. You can watch because sometimes last minute openings pop up from cancellations, and there's typically always somebody that'll not cancel that day or something like that. But that's all I have.
Very good.
Thank you.
Does anybody from the audience have anything for Fire Chief Grossenbach? Where'd you go?
I'm gonna go have dinner with my wife. Thank you.
Good for you. Join Setners on the walk.
How many more days till the new truck?
Anywhere from now till May 10th.
He doesn't want to talk about
I don't want to talk about paid shit.
You can start saving up your money now for all that gas.
Yeah, right, exactly. Have a good night, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chief.
Service Superintendent Bahari, welcome.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Good.
The first thing I've got on the list is the ODOT 2022-2023 resolution for participating in the ODOT road salt contracts. I sent you guys all a copy just to kind of overlook it. After looking to see what we have in the shed for what we want to put on order next year, just to be safe, we're going to do 1,000 tons. We're adding, let's see, there's one new development. There's another backside of another development we're now going to have to salt. So we just want to make sure that we're going to have enough. With these couple last snows, we didn't have as much salt in the shed ending as we wanted. But at least at the 1,000 ton mark, you can still order that minimum, at 900 tons. So that is the tonnage that I'm requesting. And then I just need you guys to sign one of those copies, all three of you to sign it so I can submit it to ODOT before the deadline date of the.
You do have to make the resolution. You have to, Jack will have to make the
Yes,
resolution.
yes.
To proceed.
You ready?
What is the amount total on here, Mike? Or is it just going to be,
We don't have a price yet until
It's,
they figure out,
we won't know a price. They just send it out for competitive
not
bid.
until the fall.
all right, we'll come back to that.
You've got Valley Brook on your agenda next?
Yeah, the next thing I have is just the Valley Brook discussion. We had met with the engineers out there, did a walkthrough. I'm just trying to see if you guys decided on a date yet, when you want to bring people in to talk about it. So I can let Angie and the engineers know.
I would like to finalize that at the next work session. So we have the change ready to submit to the engineer's office for their review. Then we'll be able to vote on it at the next trustee meeting.
The change. Which change?
I made the changes to that letter. You mean we just need to pick a date.
Oh, to send
To
that
the
one out.
Valley Brook residents.
Just to have the residents, we're
For the information
just for
session.
yes, that's all. That I was just so I can let the engineers know what the date of the meeting is.
We can send that out as soon as possible.
We just need a date on the letter for the informational meeting.
Do they need to review it again, Mike?
No,
They look,
Did
no,
you review
this
it?
is, this is, yeah, I mean, when I spoke with
if you just send it, I didn't see it.
You didn't send it yet.
No,
You
I
need
haven't
to put a
sent
date
any
in it
letters out
first
yet.
before-
Right.
That's what I just got to be able to put a date in the letter to send to the residents. So whatever date that you guys decide to pick.
We want to do it on a regular meeting day, right?
Mhm.
And the 19th, we have something else going on. Bids?
Oh, the 19th is the website.
Yes, I think that's the 12th. Is the scope of work, wasn't it?
No.
The 19th is the east wall bids.
East wall bids, but that's at the 6:31
Right.
PM. So we could potentially do it prior to that at 5:30.
I'm good with
Is
that.
that going to give Angie enough time?
I don't know that it
April
will.
19th,
Or we could do May 3rd.
I would try to do it on May 3rd. Give the engineers a little bit of time to, just for their schedule.
I mean, there's no rush. We could even do it the 17th of May.
Yeah, I just need to have a date to put on everything and then.
She wants to get it out sooner than later because
Yeah, she wants.
that drives what goes into the information for the prospective bidders. Anything that they might have to do in that, the feedback they get from the residents.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
That's the discussion that I had with her while we were out there.
Sorry, we're all getting the same Amber Alert on our phones.
Oh, that is what that says. Wondering. I just need to give, like I said, I just need to get a date on the letter.
May 3rd?
May 3rd works for me.
Okay.
Is it
5:30?
good for you?
Yeah.
5:30.
Works for me.
You need to check with Angie though,
I
right?
will. Yeah.
So do you just want to say tentatively
Yes.
based on the engineer's office availability?
At 5:30, correct?
5:30 PM, informational meeting here.
Perfect. And then I will check with her and let you know what she has to say. So. The last thing I have on mine, I'll have a couple other things after this, but it was the replacement door discussion. I sent you guys all, did you guys all get the copies of all the quotes I had sent?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They were all a little bit different. It's just like supply issues and it's just been a nightmare with quotes.
Mhm.
These contractors are not holding these quotes. That's what, and I called ASAP. They are going to hold that one. Their lead time is 3 to 4 weeks. Everybody else was 6 to 8. And then with all the work that's involved, actually, ASAP is probably the best price. And that's just my opinion. I wanted to see what the trustees thought of those quotes and everything.
Really? Okay.
I agree. After reviewing them, I looked and even though Actions was a little bit lower, it did not include the frame replacement.
Mhm.
So when you factor that in, I think the lowest and best is going to be ASAP.
And they're local and they do all of our work.
Yeah.
And that is going to be, we will still have the window.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. ASAP. So they quoted what is there right now.
Okay.
So, the door by Martha's office, that will be I believe that's going to be an exit only door per the fire code or whatever ASAP was telling me about also. So,
Okay.
and we need to get that door fixed as soon as we can.
It'll be nice not to see daylight anymore.
Well,
You poor thing.
then on the back side of ASAP's quote, was our service department doors. We don't have to do those now, but that is up to you guys, with our garage door and then our man door. So we can do that separate. It's up to you guys.
Did you say it was on the back of the quote?
So it's a total of $6,648.
That was on the original part. And then we just decided with all these supply chain issues and getting quotes that we're just going to get the town hall done for right now. So, but just so I tell ASAP, we're just going to do these doors, that's what we're approving.
But you just sent us one, right? Like I only have a front.
It's a front and a back. There's 2 attachments.
That was from a while ago. Cause like I said, I had just broke the quotes down. I sent you just for
This is
town hall pretty
action.
much. Cause I wanted to just do just the town hall part.
Nope, I'm not saying the back. This one's a total of $7,800.
And that's fine. Let's just do that. Let me see. We get a couple rain days. We'll see what a door is at Home Depot. I'll see what the guys, what they think, if they want to do it or not. So
But you want us to vote on this today so we can order.
not the back side of the quote, just the town hall
front,
stuff.
Right, yeah, the town hall.
Just so I can let ASAP know, when I tell them we're going to do just this for right now.
So with that being said, I'll make a motion to enter into contract with ASAP Door Company Incorporated in the amount of $7,800 for the purchase and installation of 2 commercial entry doors for the Town Hall Administration Building.
Second,
Asherle?
yes.
Swedek?
Yes.
Augustine?
Yes. Thank you for your work on that, Mike.
Okay, and then the last thing I have on my list, we talked about this at the work session, was the historical furnace replacements. This was not on the list due to, I was waiting to hear back to make sure the quotes were still valid. And Precision Mechanicals was obvious. That was the cheaper quote, and they are still holding this quote. So, just wanted to see what your thoughts were on that. If you guys want to move forward with replacing all that over there.
I think we should.
Same thing. After reviewing the quotes, they're lowest and best in my mind.
I agree.
All right, with that said, I'll make a motion to enter into contract with Precision Mechanical Incorporated in the amount of $5,675 for the purchase and installation of replacement HVAC equipment at the Township Historical Building to include a new furnace and outside air conditioning, evaporator, and condenser as per the quote provided.
Second,
Asherle?
yes.
Swedek?
Yes.
Augustine?
Yes. Do you want to go back to the ODOT salt contract resolution? Do you have something?
I'm just going to make a motion to participate in the Ohio Department of Transportation's annual road salt.
Resolution.
Okay, yeah.
Make a motion for a resolution to participate in the Ohio Department of Transportation's annual road salt bid.
For the amount of
In the amount of
tonnage.
1,000 tons.
1,000 tons.
Yeah.
Second.
Asherle?
Yes.
Swedek?
Yes.
Augustine?
Yes.
Thank you, Martha.
Swedek.
And then also tonight, Angie finally, she got me the bid tabs. I just sent them over as soon as I sat down for the road work. Melway, they came in, it's like about $300 under the engineer's estimates, which is very good, where everybody else came over. So Melway bid on it, Carvo, Chagrin Valley, and Crossroads. So I said I'd emailed you all that. bid tabs, for when we can look over that and we can talk about that later.
Very good.
So it seems like adding that extra road kind of helped bring those prices back to where they needed to be.
And it made it worth their while to come out to Hinckley. Very good. Did you guys get them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Martha, you got a copy too. I sent you.
Oh, thank you.
Email, so.
All right. Anything else, Mr. Bahari?
The only other thing I have is, we've been working on trying to look around at replacing one of our dump trucks. Right now, everybody's telling me it's a 2-year wait. So once I get some more prices dialed in, it's something we need to talk about. After talking with Judco, he had said, he said, try to order the build 10 months out. But that all depends on the cabin chassis. So that's just more informational for right now until I kind of get this dialed in a little bit more. Prices are outrageous right now. Just the build itself is $100,000. So cabin chassis, you're probably looking at another $100,000. So these trucks aren't cheap anymore. But in the future, we're going to have to start replacing one of these. So.
Do I remember correctly that you had told me back in December that was like on your kind of budget for next year? Is that what you're?
No, it's this year.
It was going to be this year. Yeah.
But now we're going to wait 2 years.
Well, he's going to need to order it.
Right.
He's going to need to order another truck next year in order to get it in time for.
It's
next
just going to be a
replacement
long wait. We're fortunate our trucks aren't in bad shape. We just try to take care of them that way, just for in case anything happens. So, like I said, we were very fortunate. Our oldest ones are a little dump right now, and it's still running strong. So, it is what it is. We'll make do with what we have. So.
Very good. And thank you, by the way, to you and your guys for painting the old fire station bays. They look very nice.
Good. I'm glad.
Did you
like the
get a
color.
chance to go over and look at it?
I did. I had it on my list to thank you and the guys. They look really good. The
So
red
much better.
stripe is gone.
The red stripe.
How many coats
Great.
did that take?
Just 2.
Did it?
Yeah.
It looks nice.
Covered.
I thought that was a good idea to just go halfway. I think it looks nice. It cleaned it up.
Oh, yeah.
But we should do the top part white again. Some dirty spots. No, I'm kidding.
That's up to the trustees. So. But
Warmer weather is coming. We have other projects in mind.
we have a lot of other projects that we got to get on. So.
Thank you for doing it. And you guys were quick.
Very quick.
Mike, are you going to then revise this template with the township and the tonnage before the trustees sign it? You have to, well, someone will need to. You have to put in Hinckley Township, you have to put in 1,000.
Oh, I do all that on ODOT's website. I just need a signed copy to put with,
But don't you need to put our name on it at the top? It's a template. It doesn't indicate us. That's what I'm saying. Are you going to modify this and then give it to trustees to sign?
oh, I can't. Do I not have the same one?
Wait a minute. Is
Does
that
yours
the-
say Hinckley Township? Because mine does not. Mine is it says
Insert political
insert
subdivision
political
name.
subdivision. That's
Oh,
what I'm
yeah.
asking.
That's, all this is right here is just the signature of the trustees. And then I do all that in the computer when I put it into ODOT's website.
But you have to download this into ODOT's website, right?
No, this gets, it's an attachment that you put in.
Well, that's what I'm saying, with the trustees' signatures.
Yes.
So
Well, we can't sign a
don't we
blank.
want to put Hinckley Township at the top, so
I can't download that format. It's,
you
have
can't
to-
download this piece of paper.
Yeah, this is what you download. And then,
You know what, I maybe I'm not explaining it. I'll do it and then I'll give it to you.
that's how we did it last year. That's all I know. It's because like I said, I just have the signed paper that you put in as the attachment. Then you click on your county, you click on what township, your tonnage, and then you have to have the signed document in order to be in.
I mean, we could just write Hinckley Township at the top, Medina County, and then sign
I
it.
can do that too. That's fine. But I just know you have to go through their website and you check each and every individual box.
No, I got you, Mike. In the past, what we've done before that, I don't know what you and Jim did it different last year, but in the past, all we do is we download Word document, we put Hinckley Township up there, that's all, before the trustees signed it. That was the only thing I was asking.
I can
But-
see if I can do that. I just know what happened last year, so.
Never mind, we'll move on. It's okay. But however you did it last year, you do it if it worked. That's good.
Like I said, all I'll need is just a sign. It doesn't have to be now, just at some point in time before that deadline date, so I can get us applied for the, for the contracts for ODOT, so.
We will do that for
We
you.
could do a work session next week, right?
Yeah,
And
that's
for you.
fine. Just so long as I have a signed copy, that I can put as attachment. That's
Very
all I
good.
need, so.
Do they need the resolution number or not?
Not that, to my knowledge, I don't believe so. They just
Okay.
needed the signed document from the trustees stating that we're gonna participate, so.
Very
But
good.
I can sit down with you, Martha, and we can go through.
Oh,
them.
Mike, I'll just email it to you. If you just I think I have this contract. It's not a big, I'm sorry. I'm just not explaining it well, so that's my problem.
But
Move on.
other than that, that's all I have for tonight. So.
Very good. Anybody else have anything for Mike?
I do not.
Anyone from the audience have anything?
Mr. Pearl?
Mr. Pearl.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Are we thinking of our service department replacing a steel fire door?
Which door? No, not here.
Oh, not here.
No, that's just up in our building.
Is it a steel fire door?
It's just a steel exterior. It's in the wash bay where all the salt was hitting it and the bottom's rotted out, so.
And you're talking about sourcing it from Home Depot?
Yeah. They have exterior.
I would just suggest you try doing, I've replaced a few steel doors. I would suggest you try sourcing it in Cleveland at Menards or Home Depot and not Medina or Brunswick or Fairlawn. Just a suggestion.
No, that's
There's more
fine.
supply in Cleveland.
Yeah, no, I understand that. So we'll look around and take into consideration, so. See what we can do for the best prices anyway.
Anybody else have anything for super? Go
I
ahead.
got a comment. As far as your truck, if you get a quote on like a bed or something, you're only holding those quotes for like 30 days.
He's only holding them for 10.
Okay. It's kind of like the door thing.
Yeah.
We just went through this, so we were supposed to get a 550. We can't even order them. So luckily, we're getting another Peterbilt, but luckily we were already on the list. But Peterbilt's only allowing a certain amount of trucks to their dealers.
Yeah,
And I think everyone's following suit. So
yeah.
if we're thinking about a truck, it's like, it's gonna be a nightmare.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's, I'm already
we
kind
just
of
went
dealing
through
with
this,
that.
and what's sad is the equipment is as much as a cabin chassis now, and it never used to do. It was half.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I think when we first started, I think it was Nick that got the quote. I want to say it was 170. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, well,
Ballpark?
That might be a tad high, but our trucks, the last one we got, cabin chassis was 80, equipment was 40, roughly.
Yeah.
So now we're at, I think the one we're at 180. So it's almost as
Yeah.
much for the equipment as the cabin chassis. We got the quote, we freaked out. I'm like, this can't be right.
Yeah. It's
So
crazy.
it's the supply thing because everyone they deal with, everyone's marking everything up. So it's a snowball effect.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty ugly.
It's a nightmare right now.
It's everywhere.
All that
It
stuff.
is. So if we're thinking about a truck, it's like, logistically, it's crazy.
No, yeah.
So like I said, luckily, we priced a Peterbilt and they put a slot in for us because they knew we were gonna get it. But if they didn't, and like he said, was if you guys don't buy it, I'll sell it to someone else. So then they weren't worried about it, but
Yeah.
it's pretty sad that you have to buy something 2 years out or a year and a half out and
Yeah.
you don't even know if you're gonna get it.
I don't, is Pete, are they on the state bid, STS pricing?
Actually, we did it through NJPA, which is now Sourcewell.
Okay, the source, all right.
Yeah.
That's what I say, Valley, I think was the only one that had the big trucks for, freight
Are
liners.
we part of Sourcewell?
We do that pricing. Generally still STS generally comes in better. Like when we looked at that, when we actually purchased our Mini, the Kubota was through the Sourcewell, or Bobcat was through STS.
Okay.
So, and
Yeah,
pricing is quite a bit better.
You gotta check both because it goes both ways, but,
Yeah.
with them being on And as far as trucks, on the bigger trucks, everyone's pretty close on price.
Yeah,
Because if they're not gonna sell nothing.
exactly. Yeah.
So being on Sourcewell is pretty simple because we just go get a price and we can purchase, so.
Yeah.
But logistic council had to, so when we order, it gets approved, you gotta wait 30 days. And then, all the rigmarole, it's like, we can't do that because in that 30 days, that price could change.
Yeah.
So we need a PO so we can purchase it. So they
Yeah.
amended it so they have to wait for 30 days, and it is becoming very difficult to purchase things now.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's,
That's trying to get.
never thought it would get to this.
That's why all these doors and stuff. It's like these contractors only want to hold quotes for generally anywhere from 10 to 30 days.
I mean, the prices on everything changes so quick, and it's,
You
and when the 550 went to order, I'm like, oh, you can't order it until next year now. So 23s, you're going to order them in November if you're lucky.
Yep.
So
We need to order soon.
that whole thing got put on hold for now. So we're not sure how we got to do something so we can purchase ahead of time. And it's just it's pretty ugly.
Does anybody else have anything for Superintendent Bahari? Okay. Free to go.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being here.
Thanks, guys. Thank you for the comments, guys. Appreciate it.
And
We've got 2 lot consolidations. I have maps up here if anybody wants to see them. One of them is, and I know I'm going to mispronounce her last name, Zurich, and they are combining 2 of their lots, and the other one is for Buick. Is that right?
Those aren't the names here.
Buick? Nope, I got the wrong name.
Zarif and Todd.
Todd. And Todd is combining 3 lots that he already owns in order to get a outbuilding. So we'll go ahead and sign those. It's weird how this is set up. The date is like long and the trustee is short. This one, you think you've seen it all.
Special pen makes it work.
We didn't get any more special pens, did we, Martha?
Mm-mm. Suzanne would take them before.
We each have our own now. Are they labeled?
Oh, you have your own?
Is that, I think, yeah.
Oh, I thought your own pen.
Mine's not labeled.
Oh, you do have your own pen. Look at that.
That's not labeled. Thanks, Mike.
It's to you.
You mean labeled?
Did I steal yours by accident?
Labeled special.
Special.
It's nice to have my own. The pen's always, out of ink by the time it gets down.
It's true. I've sat in that seat before. And like I said, those renderings are up here, so if anybody wants to see them even after the meeting, feel free to come take a peek at them. See how they spaced that one, Monique? It's like a little tiny spot for the trustee and a long spot for the date.
Oh, I was wondering what that break was.
Quite the setup. While you guys are signing, I wanted to thank the Chamber of Commerce for a successful Buzzer Day. It's a great celebration over at the new elementary school. Very good. Thank you. Do you want to move on to cemeteries? Jack?
Apparently we have a deed to sign
It's
here.
in the brown folder, and we'll need 2 witnesses from the audience. You know what is this bid, the salt thing?
That's the same thing for the salt. That's not.
Oh, it didn't, okay. Can you explain them?
Yes, we have a deed for cemetery lot in Maple Hill Cemetery to sign for
Rob?
Jeffrey A. Robb. And if we can get a couple of folks from the audience to come up and
Can we get
witness.
2 witnesses, please, from the audience?
You always volunteer.
Appreciate that.
Appreciate you. We don't need the special time for that.
Thank you. Any more bills to sign?
Right up there.
Okay. I noticed the purple folder.
Yes, they like to keep things color. See, you guys are trained well.
Yes, we are. Just that one. Yes, thank you.
Not many, only about, I think, 6 maybe.
Okay. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, Jim.
And the other note here that Suzanne left was to talk about cemetery cleanup. All fall and winter decorations are to be removed from cemeteries. At this time, refer to the cemetery rules and regulations for permitted gravesite decorations.
Very good.
That's it.
I went to the cemetery on Saturday for the
Thank you.
burial. It was my pleasure. And when I was there, I was told to park in the back by the shed at Maple Hill. Well, there were 2 huge trucks there, so I couldn't park there. The excavators were there. And then the service department came in and parked in the corner. So I had to park on the newly planted grass. I had a conversation with the service department about potentially making like a area on the side when you pull in that you could potentially park. We can talk more about it at the work session.
Like some gravel then or something.
Yeah.
Well,
Very
that's
good.
it, especially when they queue all the vehicles around for the
Mhm.
procession. It's
Like if you had a visitor there when a funeral was there,
Mhm.
they'd be stuck.
right.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it's just something to consider because it's one of our highly populated cemeteries. All right, Trustee Asherle, the floor is yours.
Okay. I wanted to follow up on this that was mentioned during our last work session meeting, and that was the Recycle in Medina County with the community cleanup and voucher program. I did call and I spoke with them, and Trustee Augustine, you had mentioned maybe having them do like a community event and having a dumpster here at Town Hall so that the community could just bring their trash to Town Hall instead of having to haul it to the dump. That is just not really a realistic goal without great expense to the township because they do not actually have their own dumpsters. We would actually have to contact Kimball and have a dumpster brought to Town Hall and then taken to Medina, and we would have to pay $48 per ton. So that's something that is really not an option for us. So it is a reduced rate from $52 down to $48. So if anybody has large amounts of trash that they want to get rid of, that program is available from April 4th until July 30th of this year. And all you're going to do is contact Medina County Solid Waste District. I have a phone number and an email address that maybe we can post this.
We
In
do
the front
normally
window.
post it on the website.
Yeah, okay, so people can just contact them and you can get a voucher so that you would have a discounted gate rate.
Just so you know, Kimball does donate the dumpsters sometimes for us for different things. They did it for the fire station when they were talking about pulling the roof off that little barn that they have that they were going to refinish. So that is an option to talk to Joe and see if they'll donate because they do like to do that, like a give back.
I would imagine it would need to be a really big dumpster, like a 40-yard or something. And that would be a great expense to the township to have to pay $48 per ton for it. So, if that's something that the board wanted to discuss, we can discuss that, but that would be an expense to us. So
It's just difficult because you don't really know what the measurement would be. You don't know what your tonnage
Sure.
would be, especially a first time event.
Sure. And this is still a new program. She said it's only 4 years old that they've been doing this.
Right.
So,
Well, thank you for looking into it.
yep. I would like to make a resolution rejecting the bid submit for Hinckley Township Fire, the SCBA received on March 15th, 2022, due to the bid coming in over 10% of the AFG grant allotment.
Second.
Monique, you just want to amend that to include fire safety services? The bid from fire safety services?
The bid from fire safety.
We just amend it and add the vendor
Okay.
that did bid. Okay, so,
So amended to fire safety services.
yeah. so-
Second it as amended.
Thank you.
Mhm. Okay, roll call.
Sorry, just trying to write.
I know.
Asherle?
Yes.
Swedek?
Yes.
Augustine?
Yes. I was writing too.
Okay. I need to amend for the second time the motion that I made on February 1st, which was an amendment from last year for Lighthouse Solutions Group. It was to purchase the docking station, having that installed in the zoning office, and the battery backup. I had made the motion initially at a cost not to exceed $275. And apparently I can't read a quote very well, and it was actually $675. So I need to amend the motion from a cost of $275 to $675 for Lighthouse Solutions Group.
Second.
Asherle?
Yes.
Swedek?
Yes.
Augustine?
Yes. None of us caught that, so don't feel bad.
Okay. Well, I didn't have anything printed up. It was an email, which we've had issues with the email, which leads me into my next point. I forwarded you both, and Martha, I think I forwarded you the email as well this afternoon from Brian Latko. Long story short, Jeff Bart talked to me in January saying that our emails from the township, he does not get. And this has been an ongoing issue that he had with Jim Burns. So Jim Burns would actually send emails to Jeff Bart's personal email. That's how he would get the emails. So it was an issue that needed to be addressed. So I spoke with Brian Himmel from Lighthouse Solutions, and he explained to me what it was. It's a very complex process, which is why I forwarded you guys the
quarantine email.
The quarantine
Okay.
email. So I spoke with Brian Latko. He was able to fix the problem over the weekend. So now Lighthouse is able to get all of our emails.
Perfect.
So because they were not getting our emails, when I was quoting the MacBooks for Jack and I back in January, I had asked Lighthouse to give us a quote. Jeff followed up and said, where are we at with everything with the backup and the docking station? And I had responded to his email saying, we're going to do the docking station. We're going to do the battery backup. We're not going to get the laptops. He did not get that email. So when I spoke to him, I said, yeah, go ahead and order that. He ordered the MacBook and the docking station and the mouse, the trackpad, and the Apple Care. So they came in here about a month ago with a new MacBook, and Suzanne said, what's this for? So we had to send it back since obviously we didn't need it. Martha spoke to Curtis from Lighthouse, and she said, you know what, this was an error. We'll pay for the restocking fee. So I need to make a motion to pay the $349.75 restocking fee to Lighthouse Solutions Group for a MacBook, mouse, trackpad, and Apple Care.
Second.
Asherle?
Yes.
Augustine? I'm sorry, see?
Swedek.
See? Are you guys paying attention? I can do it any way I want.
Yes, ma'am. I think, yeah.
Swedek, I'm sorry.
Yes.
I won't do that
You
again.
got my yes.
Okay. So,
We worked
hey,
with Parks Committee
it's nice to know
trustees.
that's an issue that's been going on that we were able to fix.
Very good.
For an expensive fee. The other thing I wanted to talk about, you each have in your packet, we talked about the website. We're going to be having the 3 different companies come out for the website proposals, and started thinking about it. And I thought, how are we going to pick a vendor? Because we each have, as we've said, my guy, what's going to help us differentiate between the different vendors, and how are we going to really pick on it? So I thought about coming up with kind of a rating system. So I included that in all of your packets just to kind of see what your thoughts were on that with the questions that I came up with, and then scoring them.
So it's a rubric for when we meet with them.
Yes.
Okay. And that's a good idea. Do you mind if I take some time to look at it and get back to you at the work session?
No, and I thought I wanted to present it today so we could discuss it. Take your time and look at it. And then if we want to make any changes, we still have the work session to work on that before they actually come out on the 19th.
Do we have times that we can have them, since this was one of my agenda items? Do you want to talk about it now since we're chatting about them?
Well, before we leave this, I think it's fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah, there might be one or 2 tweaks that I would add, and we can certainly do that in work session, but
I will send this to you electronically.
it takes all the guesswork out of it.
Yeah, we do. We've done them for architects and things like that before. Very good.
I will send it to you electronically.
If we have the date of April 12th in the afternoon, but we don't have anything scheduled, which is next Tuesday now.
You had said at the last meeting, April 19th.
You said your guy couldn't do the 12th.
So we were going to do April 19th.
Okay,
So,
the 19th, and I wrote down that date.
okay. Will that still work for everybody? Because mine is, he thinks he can make it, so he's not going to have to Zoom on the 19th. He'll actually be able to attend.
Let me make sure that that's the right day. All right, and what
If
are
we
our
still want to have it on the
times?
12th, my guy wins, remember?
Your guy wins. It's all about
He can-
My
my
guy.
guy.
He can make it.
Beautiful.
He can make
I
it.
got a guy.
You got a guy.
Everybody's got a guy.
Yes, the 19th. So
And are we thinking, so I spoke to Jeff, who I've been talking to bring him in. And I asked him realistically, what is he thinking it's going to take to present his information to us? And I think he's kind of thinking 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes. And I said, well, what if we did 30-minute increments so that it gives us time to ask them questions?
are you planning on the police and fire and service and admin folks being here too, almost like a work session, just out of curiosity's sake, because I want to be considerate of their time too.
I had not planned on them being here. Do you think they would want to
I
be?
think there would be value in having them sit in the event that the vendor wants to ask them, well, what are your expectations? That kind of stuff.
Okay.
I agree with that. And I would probably say maybe 45 minutes just so we can have that dialogue with everybody.
Okay.
Sound fair?
Yeah.
Okay, so what time do we want to start those on the 19th? Sorry, I wrote the wrong day on my agenda.
Now that's a meeting day, right?
Correct. So we already have a 6:30.
We'll be here early for the East Wall bids.
That's 6:31.
Oh, is that when we said I had
Mhm.
5:45? Okay. See, good thing we're talking
See,
about
she'll
it.
be on time. That's good.
I was on
That's
time
good.
today.
That's good. She's got 15 minutes ahead of 45 minutes ahead of schedule.
I'll be calling you guys saying, where are you at?
You will, like today.
Okay. Do we want to do mornings or
I
like
had asked-
9:30 morning?
I
or-
had asked my guy afternoon because that was what we last discussed. So I don't know if we want to start at like noon and then go home, grab dinner and come back,
Okay.
or 1 o'clock. You tell me.
I would say, so I'm sorry, did you just say noon? So
Mhm.
like if we stagger them
12:45.
So then they'll give us, like,
1:30,
an hour or so to go home before we have to come back.
2:15 to 3. That gives us a little more. Well,
Okay.
you're coming at 5:45.
I'm coming at 5:45. That works for me.
Okay, so we'll start at noon. Do you want to designate who gets which times now?
So we can let them know for planning.
So we'll do a 12 o'clock, a 12:45, and a 1:30. We'll be out by 2:15. I'll have to call a special meeting for it. I'll do the 12:45.
I'll take the noon. You
And I'm
want?
going to take the 1:30.
I'll take the 1:30 if you want the noon. It doesn't matter.
I'm sure that'll be fine.
I've never done it this way, so I'm really excited that we're each bringing a vendor in.
I'm looking forward to, I am expecting all three presentations to be very different. So I'm looking forward to them and seeing what I can learn.
And then are you going to put together the special meeting with Suzanne for the 12 o'clock?
Sure.
Okay, perfect. Check mark.
All right, noon on April 19th. For website proposal presentations.
Perfect.
Okay, I wanted to just let everybody know that Kimball is running behind with their billing. They are expecting the bills to go out the first week of June. So that's just kind of an FYI for everybody. We wanted to thank Mr. Gibson for his $25 donation on behalf of the Chevrolet Club of America, donated that annually, as I understand it, to Town Hall. Reminder to everyone about the Hinckley Women's Club Easter egg hunt. It's going to be on April 16th at 11 a.m. at Our Lady of Grace Church. And then the last thing I have on my agenda to talk about is the proctor position. So I think that it's down because we made the initial motion to post that until March 30th. I think that we should just make a motion to have that position posted until it's filled.
I think too, we should maybe explore other options like Indeed instead of just the Hinckley Township website.
Okay. I don't think that that's a bad idea. I think we should kind of no stone unturned. Martha and I talked about it a little bit, and she had suggested maybe reaching out to see if there's anybody in high school or college that would want to do it.
The problem is the work session times. High school kids are in high school.
Well, one of the things we also talked about was having multiple proctors for different times of the day. If there's someone, just about Indeed, just an FYI with using Indeed for the service department position that was open. If you do use Indeed, you're going to have to make sure you print out every single application for the public records documentation.
Oh, I remember that, yeah.
Because this was an issue that was a problem with that position.
Because it was saved in the website.
Yeah.
But we didn't print them. And then once, if somebody retracts their application, they say, I don't want to be a part of this process anymore, this position, you lose the application, even though they've already submitted it. So for our records as a primary source, we should print them as soon as somebody applies for the position.
If you want to go that route.
Well, let me ask you this, because I had a couple of thoughts also, and I want to know everybody's thoughts on it. Kind of altering the posting as well and removing the Zoom experience needed. I worry that kind of eliminates some people who might think, oh, this might be something interesting, but I've never done that. You know, I've done Teams or, some other forms, but not Zoom, and it's not super complicated. So maybe removing the experience needed. And also, I shared it on Facebook and a couple different sites, and I thought about it after the fact, maybe adding in there, you don't have to be a resident to apply for this, because I think maybe that might eliminate some people from the pool. They think, oh, Hinckley Township, I don't live in Hinckley, I live in Granger, or I live in Sharon. So what are your thoughts on that?
I don't have any thoughts either way. I'm a little leery of having multiple people in it because there are so many, see right now, I've got somebody coming in. There are so many different things that could go wrong if you get too many people in there, recordings and things of that nature that are saved. Just trying to set this up at the beginning of the year, you know how difficult that was. I just a little leery to have, multiple people in there. But I have no problem with sharing it as you've requested. Making those changes.
Making those
to
changes.
Do I?
Okay. So I looked at it today, what we pulled, and like just removing the whole sentence, the ideal candidate will have a thorough understanding of Zoom and all capabilities. And just requirements include a flexible schedule, secure internet connection, and a personal computer.
I mean, how familiar are you guys with Zoom?
I can click a button.
I mean, that's just it. It's not just clicking a button. There's a lot more to it than that.
Well,
And I think we should all become very knowledgeable about the process and share in it. And until we get somebody to fill this position. Because right now I'm doing all of them.
I can do it at the work session meeting. I mean, if we want to
be
split
great.
it, that's no problem.
That'd be great if we could work on it together. And like I've said before, I'm happy to sit down and show you guys how to do it. But you do have to keep an eye on it. And the BZA and the zoning commission meetings are a little different because you have to make sure you're recording the right way, which there was a learning curve too as well.
Mm-hmm.
and could their alternates at those meetings do it?
We talked about this before. When you're in the meeting, you really should be concentrating on the meeting, not the proctoring. And those board members in the brief conversations we've had are not interested in it. They can set up the virtual meeting room here so I can proctor from home, or you can proctor from home. But I don't think it's a good idea to have them proctoring and not giving their full concentration to the task at hand.
We did have one applicant, the same one who we had discussed previously, which I spoke with her today, which there could be possible changes to that. So it could be that we could end up going with that initial thought for proctoring, but as of right now.
Okay. Well, we only did a week and a half. So maybe we extend it and look at other options, like you've said, and see what we can come up with.
Okay, so I would like to make a motion to post the township proctor position to the website. Do it tomorrow.
Do you want to go into what day?
I would say until the position is filled, beginning April 6th until the position is filled.
Well, the position would have to be filled by interview, right? Do we want a deadline?
Well, you can close the position once you hire someone. It's open until filled. That way you're not going to have to repeatedly make
So like if we get
don't
in the
get
next
any applications.
month 2 applicants, then we can just have a special meeting to interview those 2 applicants. And if for some reason we think they won't work out, then we keep it.
I just think if I was looking for a job and I saw until filled, I would go, I can come back to that one. Let me see what else is out there.
Well, it's how the metro parks, it's really how a lot
Yeah.
of employers fill
That's
their
just my
positions.
inclination.
You guys have had to make this motion. What is this?
This
Your
is the
third
first
time?
time. The first time was last meeting until the 30th. So this would be the second time.
This would be the second time for the proctor position. Because we never made a motion for it the first time. We had talked about the one individual, but we never made a motion for it. This would be.
I'd rather say have it until filled. That way, if somebody comes to us right away, we can just hire them instead of waiting how many weeks for that posting to end.
That's fine. Whatever you guys want to do.
So make the motion again. I'd like to make a motion to post the township proctor position to be posted April 6th until the position is filled.
Second.
Asherle?
Yes.
Swedek?
Yes.
Augustine?
Yes. Okay, anything else, Trustee Asher?
That is all I have.
Very good. Trustee Swedick?
I have a question for you, Martha. As far as landscaping, is that an ongoing expense or is that, since we'd be entering a contract, would that be a?
Oh, you mean the True Green?
Yeah.
Yeah, you would have to enter into a new annual contract. I'm sorry.
After talking it over with the service department, it doesn't appear that there's any overlap with what the Mr. Cox is doing. So
Do you have a copy of the True Green?
I can, I thought that that was shared with you, maybe not.
Did you email it to us?
I can do that if you'd like. It's on an outside site. The document is,
Okay.
so he didn't send it as an attachment.
Oh, so you did not email yet.
So yeah, I didn't know if he had copied you on it or not. For the year, the amount is 192018, so under $2,000.
I'm sorry, what is this for?
This is for fertilizing, weed control throughout the year. So spring, late spring, summer, fall.
It's all the properties.
All the
fire
properties we have,
station,
correct.
Service department. Historical
Cemeteries.
Society.
Admin, police,
Not
them,
not cemeteries, historical building,
Mhm.
and Memorial Park.
Okay, I'm sorry, I did not get that amount one more time.
19,218.
$1,920.18.
1,900, correct?
1920.
Okay, that's what I was, I didn't think it was 19,000.
I was gonna say, that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of fertilizer. Okay.
So if you're in agreement, do you want me to send this to you first and then we'll vote on it the next one? Or if you're okay with it now, I'll make a motion now.
With the way things are going, these people aren't holding their bids.
Yeah.
I would say let's move on it.
Okay.
I agree.
We make a motion to enter into a contract with True Green Commercial
Not for 19.
for the purchase of landscape chemicals and application of said for township properties in the amount of $1,920.18.
Second.
Asherle?
Yes.
Swedek?
Yes.
Augustine?
Yes. Very good.
And then my last one is relative to the auditor of state's requirement to monitor and control access to fuel. We know that the police department had something going on and they reached out to the supplier of Great Lakes Petroleum to see what they could do for the remainder of the pumps so we can fall in compliance. And after they did that, they realized that they are not doing what they have the police doing right now. So they would upgrade the system for the police and for the rest of the township pumps. And it's a subscription service at that point at the cost of $250 a month, which would be shared among the three departments. So it's minimal cost to ensure compliance with the auditor of state's requirements.
Did we say that was going to be split equally?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The other thing that it does, it also safeguards the gasoline. I mean, not only does it fulfill the requirement that the AOS is requiring, but it will alleviate the need for a camera or anything like that on the pumps and be able to track.
It's controlled access. It monitors the amount of fuel that's in there, tells them when it's time to order it,
Yeah.
says who used it and how much they used of the fuel, what vehicle it's used in.
Mhm.
It covers pretty much everything.
Which is far more detailed than what we're getting.
Yeah, and it'll remove Mike Schroll's always been, he's had access to the accounting on the police side, and we've had to do some figuring on everyone else using the regular gas. But this way I'll be able to access it and just download all the information I
That's
need
right.
to parse out the
That's
bill.
right. That's what we talked about. It was going to make a lot of people's lives easier
Yeah.
to do it this
Much
way.
easier.
Okay.
It's well worth it.
Not just easier, it ensures accuracy and as far as the auditor is concerned, compliance with their regulation.
Mhm. I feel like it's been so long since we
It's been
that
3
week, that
weeks.
week
I
break.
know,
It was
I
like,
know.
I feel a little bit out of the loop.
We have
but now
another
it's all
one in
coming
May.
back.
Get ready.
Okay. All right.
So with that being said, I'll make a motion to enter into a subscription contract with Great Lakes Petroleum Company in the amount of $250 per month for the installation of hardware and software for the township gasoline and diesel fuel pumps to monitor inventory, usage, and access of the fuel to achieve compliance with the Ohio Auditor of States requirements. The monthly fee to be charged equally to the service, fire, and police departments.
Second zoning.
Tom uses about $6 a gas a month.
Okay, I just wanted to see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Seconded by Asher.
yeah.
So,
Asherle?
yes.
Swidek?
Yes.
Augustine?
Yes.
So tomorrow I'm going to send a memo to each department because the next step is each department's going to have to assign a number, the vehicle, and a description to all their vehicles because that's going to have to be entered in the system.
Programmed in.
Yeah, Mike and I are kind of talking about just what we need to get it up.
How quick is the turnaround time on this?
Well, I can look at it in real time. I can look at it, whoever has access to the computer. I shouldn't say just me, but I can log into it anytime. If there's anything funny going on, I can see immediately. And that's not the total reason we're doing it, but
We're trying to be in compliance with the auditor.
yeah. But
There's
if
lots
the
of
auditor
reasons,
would ask
yeah.
me, or just if a department wants to know how much gas they're using,
Mhm.
and look at it quick.
It's very efficient. Thank you for your work on that, Jack.
All right. Did I do a roll call?
No.
Asher,
Yes.
Swidek,
Yes.
Augustine.
Yes. Anything else?
Not from me. I'm good.
Okay. I am going to take over really quick. We just interviewed 2 folks for the zoning commission alternate position, and I wanted to have some conversation about that interview process and see who you favored for the position of alternate for the zoning commission.
You want to start or you want me?
I will. After I did some scoring myself in there and I felt, do we have the names?
We do. I just am trying to locate them.
Right here.
It's Joe
Joe.
and Cindy.
Joe and Cindy.
So when we went in, I definitely felt one candidate did quite a bit more homework to prepare for the interview and
Wonder who that
as
is.
relative to the position. And that would be Cindy. That would be my recommendation to go with after we discussed it. With that being said, I definitely think that we should consider Joe for something else down the line. And hopefully he will not lose interest. I mean, he's definitely got a lot of knowledge, that's for sure.
He does have a lot to bring to the table and a genuine interest in being a part of local government, which I have a lot of respect for. I would imagine you do as well. But Cindy answered all the questions before we even asked them.
Yes, she did.
Mhm.
I think I thought they were both very qualified individuals, but I agree. I thought Cindy did a lot of research, came into it with a much better understanding, but also Joe being new not only to the township, but, new into kind of the realm of zoning, he said he had a lot to learn. And I really appreciated, his statement of, can you think of anything else? If I'm not selected, can you think of anything else that I could be a member of? And I think that was commendable. He wants to be a part of not just the township government, but he wants to be an active citizen. So I think it's great. But
So you're going to email him about that proctor position tomorrow?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, I think I mentioned it to him. We are hiring for a part-time proctor. I mean, he's not busy or anything.
And he did move
So,
right on. After that.
Yeah. So yeah, my recommendation would be Cindy as well. I was very impressed with all of the points and the research that Cindy came.
And it just, for me, reiterated why she was chosen for the steering committee, because she brought a wealth of knowledge to that process as well, which she's sitting on right now. So at this time, I'd like to make a motion to hire Cindy Engelman, appoint as zoning commission alternate, effective today, 4/5/2022. And that is an annual appointment, so will end on December 31st, 2022.
Second.
Asherle?
Yes.
Swedek?
Yes.
Augustine?
Yes. Congratulations, Cindy.
Well, thank you very much for your unanimous support, and I hope I do a good job.
We are confident that you will do a good job. Will you be able to attend the zoning commission meeting on Thursday evening at
I
6:30?
plan on being there anyway,
Okay.
but I do have to confess that in May, my nephew is graduating out of state, and I won't be able to make the May meeting.
That's okay. That's
All right, take it back.
That's okay.
Well,
I will email you because we have to swear you in. So we can coordinate either doing that before the meetings on Thursday or during the meeting Thursday. Your call.
do it. Whatever.
I've got your email. I know where to find you. Thank you and welcome.
Thank you very much.
Cindy, Suzanne will be sending you some new hire paperwork,
Okay.
and I'll ask her to do that tomorrow, so maybe you'll even have it ready by just bring it in with you on
On
Thursday.
Thursday. Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. And at the last meeting, we added to the comprehensive plan steering committee. One of the folks that we had added was John and/or Ann Lishner, who declined the opportunity. So at this time, I'd like to make a motion to amend the comprehensive plan steering committee addition and remove John and/or Ann Lishner from the 3/15/2022 meeting.
Second.
Asherle?
Yes.
Swedek?
Yes.
Augustine?
Yes. We have met with Arthur about the comprehensive plan steering committee. We have decided that the next date, which is April 26th, will be specific to survey questions. My hope is to walk out of that meeting with 2 pages of survey questions and get them to the printer as soon as possible. With that said, Arthur will not be joining us on that at that meeting. He instead will be joining us on June 14th at 6:30, and that will be our last meeting with OHM Planning. It's my hope that he will be able to bring back the results of the survey to us and give us some language that we could potentially use to update or audit the current comprehensive plan. So I just wanted to let you guys know that I did get a notification here from Arthur at OHM Planning. You each have a copy of it. We had in our initial contract a project completion date of April 29th, 2022, and that has been updated to June 30th, 2022. Do you feel that we need a motion for that, Martha?
This is basically just an extension of the other.
And that's what I felt too. Okay, great. So I just wanted to give you guys that heads up. Driving abstracts are done. Did you get them all?
Yeah, I'll give you the check, or I'll stick it in there. Suzanne can mail those out tomorrow.
Perfect. Did I give you the spreadsheet? Did I forget to give you the spreadsheet?
You gave me a listing of who submitted
Okay,
and
then I did
the
it.
amount.
Okay.
Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I just, can we go back to the next meeting, the April 26th meeting for a minute? Because I was hoping that we could each discuss, I spoke to Arthur. You had texted us that he was going to be contacting each of us. I did speak to him, was it last week? I think. What are the odds? Do you think that we're going to have questions after this April 26th meeting? Because I'm beginning to wonder if.
I absolutely believe we do. I think I explained to Arthur that I was very disappointed in the last meeting, and I was disappointed with the questions. I was disappointed with how the meeting went. I felt that the questions should have been given to our committee immediately so that they could decipher and work on them congruently with our folks, our citizens here. It was 2 hours of conversation. You were there, followed by here's survey questions. I'm going to go. And a lot of narrative about an update versus an audit,
Mhm.
which our contract is specific to an audit. They stood here very confidently and told us last year audit.
Mhm.
So I made it clear to the steering committee itself, which I think you were on that email.
Mhm.
We are not talking about an update. We are talking about an audit. And I believe very firmly that this committee can put together those questions with the help of the audience participation. It will be extremely limited audience participation, 2 minutes each. Let them talk to us about what they want to see in those questions, and then we're going to hammer out those questions and get them done and do it in a timely fashion and try to be efficient with everybody's time, because these meetings were supposed to be 1.5 hours long and they're running 2.5 to 3 hours long.
Mhm.
So that's my feeling on it. A lot of the questions on there are not, in my opinion, what I wanted to see. I was disappointed.
I was very surprised at those questions, which I spoke to Arthur about, and I said, I don't know if there was miscommunication or if I misunderstood what the process of it was going to be, but I told him I thought maybe would it help if he came to a work session that the three of us could openly speak with Arthur about, where we go from here with the questions. I was disappointed after that meeting, and frankly, I was, to a certain extent, I was disappointed after the first meeting, because Arthur is an excellent presenter. He presents very well. He's very well spoken. I think he is very welcoming of the committee members and also the audience. Nobody's clearly afraid to speak up and ask questions, but I would like to see more of a leader take on a leadership role and kind of keep us out of the weeds. And that's what I told him when I spoke to him last week, is we've really gone down some rabbit holes in some of these meetings. And I'm a little bit concerned of that happening on the 26th also. And then there's going to be one more meeting with OHM. So that was why I wanted to discuss it with the two of you and see your thoughts on it.
Well, I spoke with him after that last meeting as well, and he assured me that he would get it turned around. And then we got that email with the sample questions in it, and you both saw that I had sent a note to him that it looks like he's trying to drive to restructure the zoning resolution as opposed to doing an audit of the comprehensive plan. Most of the questions in there, to me, were relative to zoning, which zoning is driven by the comprehensive plan, but the questions weren't in conflict with the comprehensive plan. They were saying, in my opinion, do you want to make changes to zoning? I don't know how that's an audit in any way, shape, or form in my mind. That's,
Well, I encourage you both to work with the committee on the 26th. I have full intention of chairing it and trying to be as sensitive to time and efficient as possible. I don't think that happened at the last meeting. I agree. I think Arthur is a very good speaker, but it's not how I would have run the meeting. But we're paying him to run the meeting. So I kind of stepped back and thought, this is his job to manage. And I think that the next meeting will be much more streamlined and efficient. But like I said, I encourage you to participate and speak up. If there's a question that you think or a topic that you think is important, this is the time at that meeting.
Are we going to have the court reporter at that meeting as well? Okay.
Yeah. I think that's beneficial. That way, going back, people can look through and see specifically what was said by who. The last meeting, I just was very disappointed.
Some comments that I heard people talking about after the last meeting, which I do see both sides to it. I see the value in having the court reporter, but also it doesn't allow for organic conversation when you have to keep, getting interrupted and saying, wait, what's your name? I see the value in her being there so that everything is being gotten word for word, but it's not allowing true organic conversation in my opinion. So that was why I wanted to know if she would still be there.
Yeah, to be fair, the next meeting won't be conversation. It'll be everyone coming up, standing at the podium for 2 minutes, telling us what they think about the questions. The committee will be writing their notes, and then the committee will have time, with uninterrupted time, to get those questions done.
Mm-hmm.
And there won't be any more audience participation at that point.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that's the fairest way to do it, making sure that everyone has a voice and be heard, but then allow the committee the time to designate to get the job done. I mean, they're volunteering their hours and service too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just how I envisioned it. I just think it should be streamlined and cleaned up. One of the suggestions we got was from Mr. Pearl in an email today, which I think you were both on. I will most likely serve as the proctor and the chair. And so he had made a suggestion that maybe one of you or somebody in the audience could type the questions as we were changing them, as the committee was changing them, so that we could see them on the screens, which is very easy to do. I just was wondering if one of you would be willing to do that.
I think one of us would. Yes.
Sure.
Perfect. Thank you.
Whoever's a better typer. It might be you.
Who uses more than 2 fingers?
All right. So anything else on that topic?
No.
Okay. The Kimball meeting that we had last Friday, I think went pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully we got through some of the questions you guys were having. The delayed billing will upset some of the assessments and things that will be coming in. I don't know what that timeline looks like. I do know what the timeline looks like. I think the contract ends in 2024 or 2025.
Idea 2024.
2024. So with that said, I don't know that I will be sitting here as a trustee anymore. And I would just like to make a recommendation that really look at the assessment process. And that's something we talked about. To my knowledge, you said there was one more now. We were the only township or municipality that had a contract with Kimball that the township assessed on Kimball's behalf, almost like a collection agency. And it is a very, very long laboring process to go through and determine who's paid full amount, who's paid half amount, who hasn't paid, and send them, assess them with the auditor. So I would recommend pulling that part out of the contract. So that's my 2 cents on that. Really quick reminder that there's a zoning commission meeting and hearing here on Thursday, and that you'll be able to attend virtually on that as well. That's on the website in the calendar. Most people don't know where it is. If you go to the homepage, the Google Calendar on the bottom right-hand side has the link to the virtual meeting. Last thing.
But we're going to clean that up.
We are going to clean that
My
up.
guy.
With her guy. The Garden Club founding member, Mrs. Nerlich, passed away a couple weeks ago. And so the Garden Club reached out to me and asked if they could plant a tree in her honor where there's a dead tree in Memorial Park. And I explained to them.
It's another memorial tree.
It's another memorial tree, but I explained to them that we tried to keep that park for those who have served. So one of the things that we talked about doing was potentially putting a tree at the Historical Society where it borders the property to the right. So if you're on 303, it would be the property to the left. And kind of using that space for future memorial trees and maybe making like a boundary of trees along that property line.
I think that's a nice idea.
What do you think?
Sure.
Okay, perfect. So I will let them know. They have the funds to donate the tree and obviously the root strength to plant it.
I mean, it's more than just a sapling that we don't have to worry about somebody at that property mowing over.
No, these are our garden club folks that take care of the whole center of Hinckley. They do a fantastic job. So I think they may even add a little plaque to it. But hopefully we'll get approval. We'll give them approval to add a plaque and get the language squared away for that. That is all I have. Martha.
Just need someone to make a motion to pay our annual third-party administration renewal for workman's comp for the policy year 2023 through Sedgwick in the amount of $1,720, of which $430 each will be taken from fire service, police, and the general fund.
So moved.
Thank
Second.
you. Asherle?
Yes.
Swedek?
Yes.
Augustine?
Yes.
And the fund status is currently at $6,982,346.65, of which $1,064,505.65 are in pooled investments. $5,917,841 is in primary checking.
Very good. Thank you, Martha. This time, I'd like to make a motion to pay the bills for a total of $110,605.29.
Second.
Oh, boy.
Seconded by all of them.
Yes.
Jack got the whole word out. I only got the first.
All in
half.
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, so we will go to public comment. Does anybody in the audience have anything that they'd like to share? Yes.
Well, as you know, Hinckley Women's Club, we were looking to perhaps put a bench out there
Yes.
in celebration of the 40th anniversary of the club. And it didn't kind of work out because of space reservations.
Correct.
So just as a thought, if you're thinking of making that row of trees at the Historical Society a permanent thing where other people could maybe have a lane of trees, what about the Women's Club? I can bring it up at our next meeting. Maybe putting up some type of little stone or something on the ground that would say Hinckley Historical, I don't know, Memorial Tree Lane.
Oh, that's a
Donated
good
by
idea.
Hinckley Women's Club 40th anniversary. Does that do anything for you or discuss? Idea for discussing, leave it for.
Why don't you talk to the Women's Club and let us know
I
what
will,
they say?
I will, but would you consider something?
I will.
Possibly.
I'm having a hard time imagining it,
Me too.
but
Or just plant a tree.
Or maybe a tree.
okay.
Yeah.
That I can imagine. I can imagine
Me
a
too.
tree. Yeah, pretty well.
But some of them might, but if you don't have anything, they're saying why these trees got planted, unless you have a plaque by each tree.
Right.
That's the intent,
Right.
is
And
to
we
have a
could do a
plaque.
40th anniversary tree.
Mhm.
So if you're really thinking of making that a
Mhm.
memorial tree
Mhm.
corridor,
Mhm.
then I'll bring that up to the club.
Mhm. I think that's the intent.
If you're truly gonna make that a memorial tree corridor.
Mhm.
Okay.
I think it would be a nice gesture to add to the Historical Society.
Mhm.
Yeah, it would.
And just for your knowledge, they had asked about a bench, but it wouldn't meet our fire code if we had a bench in the hall here. So
Oh,
that's why we
it's
did it.
here
Mhm.
inside.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Unless you can think of a bench somewhere else that you need. Think about that.
Lining Ridge Road for the parade.
Right.
Everybody, you don't have to bring your own chair.
Memorial
Yeah,
benches.
We had a couple benches, wouldn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I know some memorial places do those like etched pavers. And you end up, after so many people, you end up with a nice walkway that's,
I know you do pavers too like that. A lot of schools have done in front of bell towers or in front of their high schools, memorial pavers, and they sell the bricks for so much.
yeah.
Mhm.
But it's a lot of work for someone to keep track of. You could turn it over to the Historical Society as a fundraiser.
Or the Bicentennial Group.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Or the Hinckley Women's Club.
Or that too.
Look at the ideas flowing. If anyone virtually would like to make public comment, I ask that they raise their hand. Mr. Pearl?
If we're gonna plant trees, I would hope they would be native species, something that takes care of themselves. It's meant to be grown at this latitude and not exotic species.
Well,
Could you
Not a palm tree?
Could you provide a list?
Well, anybody can, any
Okay, okay, all right.
greensmith could, and any company could.
I'm confident the Garden Club has that one squared away, but it's a
But
good
I'd just
idea.
like to make sure
good
they
idea
are
for
native
future.
species and not beautiful looking exotic trees
Mhm.
that die because they don't do well.
Right, right. I don't see anyone virtually. Anybody else? public comment?
You know, I actually have a question, and I don't know if I should know the answer to this, but somebody reached out to me asking about the Memorial Day Parade. Is there a form they need to fill out to get,
They just email me or call
just
me.
email you? Okay, right?
Mhm.
I thought I saw that somewhere, but I looked at I'm like, where did I see that?
It's going to be in the next Hinckley record. And it was in the newsletter.
Was it in the
It was
newsletter?
in the newsletter.
That's where it was. Because I looked at the record, I looked at the trustee corner, because I'm like, I think it was email Melissa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Email me. Very good. If nobody has anything else, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn at 8:01 PM.
Second.
Seconded by Asherle. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Thank you.